What is compassionate world? Hamdard Duniya, the real solution for peace and prosperity in the world. By Imran Noaman, founder, Hamdard Duniya, Compassionate World. Every generation asks the same question. Despite so much progress, so much technology, and so many agreements, why does war, hunger, and hatred still not end in the world? The answer to this question is actually very simple. We have worked hard on the mind, but we forgot to work on the heart. Compassion, not competition or punishment, is the foundation on which the whole world needs to stand. What does Hamdard Duniya mean? Hamdard Duniya is not an empty slogan. It is a simple principle by which every human being, every institution, and every government should make its decisions. This principle has three parts. Recognition, seeing another person's suffering clearly, without looking away. Responsibility, understanding that this suffering is not someone else's problem. Action, turning that responsibility into reality. Compassion, pity, and mere sympathy differ in just this one way. Sympathy stays only in the heart, but compassion turns into action. A leader can feel sorrow for refugees and still close the border. A company can express sympathy for its workers and still cut their wages. Real compassion closes that gap from feeling to action. Every religion speaks of compassion. All the major religions of the world, through different paths, have arrived at the same conclusion, that compassion is the greatest principle of all. In Islam, mercy is God's greatest attribute. Almost every chapter of the Quran begins with the most merciful, the most compassionate. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sent as a mercy to the entire world. In Christianity, love and caring for others is the greatest commandment. In Buddhism, karuna, compassion for every living being, is the foundation of the entire path. In Hinduism, ahimsa, meaning to cause no harm to anyone, is taught. In Judaism, the responsibility to make the world a better place is taught. But sadly, people memorize books and observe religious rituals, and yet wars, hatred, and poverty do not end. This means religious knowledge alone is not enough unless it transforms a person's character. The true purpose of religion is not an increase in rituals, but the making of a compassionate human being. Science says the same thing. Religion said this centuries ago. Now science is proving the very same thing. When a person helps someone or gives something, the brain experiences the same kind of peace as when something is gained. The hormone called oxytocin, released at moments of trust and love, reduces stress and anger. Even human survival became possible not through strength, but through the ability to live together, raising children, sharing food, and protecting one another. From this comes a simple principle. Two forces work within a human being, one for instant pleasure and one for long-term peace. A society that values only instant pleasure, competition, and show, while ignoring peace, trust, and compassion, ends up suffering from anxiety, breakdown, and conflict, exactly like today's world. Philosophy and psychology say the same thing. Confucius said that a ruler's true strength lies in caring for the people, not in displaying power. Kant said to treat every human being as a purpose in themselves, not merely as a tool. Rumi described love and compassion as the force that erases the difference between me and you. Psychology also tells us that a child becomes whatever environment they grow up in. A child raised in love and trust learns to show compassion to others. A child raised in neglect or violence develops anger and restlessness. Children learn what they see. Anger is learned from anger. Compassion from compassion. Character is not something a person is born with. It is shaped by environment. A simple example, the animal and the machine. A wolf cub, a lion cub, they are given no moral training, yet they still grow into exactly what nature intended. But humans are different. If a human being does not receive love and proper upbringing, they do not automatically become a good person. Instead, they drift toward anger, selfishness, and harm. Every child is born innocent, but not every adult remains innocent. No child is born carrying hatred, violence, or crime. All of that comes to them through family, education, and environment. Today's justice system only asks who committed the crime. But a more important question should be, what created this criminal? Now consider the example of a machine. If a company builds a machine and that machine ends up harming people, we do not punish the machine. We look at the engineers and the design. We fix the machine and we improve the system. Humans are certainly different because they have free will, but their environment and upbringing also have a deep effect on them. That is why punishing the criminal alone is not enough. The family and society also share in that responsibility. The solution, instead of punishment, is training, psychological treatment, family guidance, and reintegration into society, alongside accountability, not in place of it. This same thinking applies to how the world's wealth is distributed. The world does not lack resources. There is no shortage of food, wealth, or knowledge. The real problem is wealth divided unfairly, driven by greed and a lack of compassion. Humanity is not facing a shortage of resources. It is facing a shortage of compassion. Nature teaches the same lesson. Bees and flowers and forest roots meeting in the soil deliver food to one another. Wolves and sea otters keep entire ecosystems in balance. Nature never read a book or studied any philosophy. It simply survived this way, together, by looking out for one another. It is no coincidence that nature, the science of the brain, ancient philosophy, and every major religion all arrive at the same conclusion. The 5 steps of compassion. Compassion does not stay confined to one person. It moves forward. 1. The individual. How one views their own suffering and the suffering of others. 2. The family. How love and responsibility are practiced at home. 3. The institution. How offices and schools are run. 4. The nation. How the government distributes resources. 5. The world. How nations treat one another. World peace does not come from a single conference or agreement. It comes only when compassion already exists at every smaller level. Peace built on transactions breaks the moment the transaction ends, but peace built on compassion does not break. What needs to happen now? Hamdard Duniya is not just a dream. It can be built. For this, compassion should be taught in education like a skill. The law should include reform and training alongside punishment. Media should give importance to care rather than hatred. Governments should measure success not only by agreements, but by people's dignity and peace of mind. Starting with the individual and reaching every level, this is how Hamdard Duniya becomes a reality. This is the one path that addresses the root of the problem, not just its symptoms. Imran Noaman is an independent peace researcher, author, and screenwriter. He is also the founder of Hamdard Duniya, Compassionate World, a global peace movement built on more than 15 years of his independent, cross-disciplinary research. His research includes a deep study of world religions, human psychology, philosophy, and international institutions. This research led him to present the Global Peace and Prosperity Theory 2026. He is the author of the book The Fifth Responsibility, which extends the concept of compassion to clarify our moral responsibility toward future generations. He is also the screenwriter of Innocent by Design, Society on Trial. To become part of Hamdard Duniya, Compassionate World, we invite you to explore the educational material available on the Hamdard Duniya YouTube channel and website. To learn more and join this global movement, please visit our website, www.hamdardunya.org.